Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my review for Green Lantern Corps number 51. There's going to be some spoiler warnings, so if you haven't read your book, come back later. But I have a feeling by now, you probably should have read it by now. Anyways, overall I'm really not happy with this. I think the reason being is I'm just not satisfied with the story. I thought that in a lot of cases, the story was basically, we fill in the blank. You know, it's basically, they had a template, and what they did was they said, okay, we need a villain, so we put Cyborg Superman. Reason why he wants to become a villain. Basically, he wants to become human again, or die. And then, basically, everything that they put in to the Green Lantern's path, it's, you know, pretty predictable, pretty nothing exciting. And at the very end, when I saw the final page, I was like, oh God, how many times have I seen this picture before? And to me, it's just lacked in originality. So let's go through the book. Like I mentioned before, the reason why he was captured, Garth, whatever, was captured was because Cyborg Superman is basically trying to become human again, and so he turned himself into an Alpha Lantern, and he's turning other Green Lanterns into Alpha Lanterns, so this way they can be test subjects. So this way they can be, you know, basically what he does is he has them being operated on, and if they die, they die. Now, of course, Garth refuses, but then Cyborg Superman basically threatens that he's just going to kill them one by one if he doesn't. So, of course, he tries to help, but he never was a part of the process of creating the Alpha Lanterns, so he doesn't know how this process works or if it's even reversible. He doesn't think so. So, I'm like thinking, okay, great idea. Lack of judgment as to who you capture. Now, granted, he's an easy target because he's out floating around and whatnot, but on the other hand, I'm like, he doesn't know what he's doing. Why pick him? But anyways, I guess that's why he created all those alphas. Anyways, we go to the 3 Green Lanterns over here. They're basically without a juice. They have a robot army. The robot army will not rise up against their master, so what they do is they basically try to trick them. And they use the last of their... Well, actually, before I get that, they're trying to trick them. Stay with that thought for a second. Here we go to the anti-matter universe, and this is going to be an upcoming villain later on. As you saw in the previews, he's going to use the white energy, you know, from this net to create a super powerful weapon to go after Sinestro. So anyways, Cyborg Superman detects the energy signature from the Green Lantern ring, and he sends an Alpha to go investigate. See, now, this is mistake, like, classic villain mistake, 50? When you detect an enemy presence, why send one? You know, you have several of these cyborg Alpha Lanterns. Why not send 2? How about 4? You know, I understand there's a certain degree of cockiness because you think you're all king shit and whatnot. But 1? How many times has Cyborg Superman been defeated? Until he's going to learn. You know, you don't just send 1. You know, and I'm like, I just want to bang my head against the table. When I'm reading this, I'm like, 1. Yeah, granted, 1 should normally be more than enough to go after a couple, 3 Green Lanterns with minimal energy. Granted, but why take that chance? If the energy signature is up, that means it's up for a reason. It's not because it was an accident. You know what I mean? So I'm like, 1. Send 2. 4. If 4 is overkill, guess what? You kill them and they come back really quick and easy. You know? So I'm like, what happens if 1 gets away? send more to capture that one. So that's why I'm like banging my head against the wall. So the operation doesn't work. He figured out something about how to get the process to work, but he basically skipped some steps in between. So what he's got to do is he's got to basically find what part to replace first, and the next part, then the third part, and so on, without causing catastrophic failure. Because what would happen is he basically, the part that he just replaced, he would have to constantly fix it again, type thing. And he's, basically the guy's going to die anyways. And he feels grief. Oh, poor guy. So the Lanterns, basically what they're trying to do is they're going to pick somebody that these robots look up to, and that's that Sven guy. I think that's what his name was. And so, they're basically saying, join me, and then we will take, Stel. Not Sven, I thought it was Sven. But it's like, Stel, go with Stel. Stel's our man. But then the Alpha Lantern comes, sucks out all the energy, and then what I thought was kind of funny is they're like, let's go, guys, for Stel, and then the robots just stare. And which, I'm like, yeah, you deserve that. So the Alpha Lantern's going to make their attack, but, Guy called in for reinforcement, and he was one of the last Alpha Lanterns, and, I'm sorry, not Alpha, he's one of the last lost Lanterns. So basically, he just tears apart the Alpha Lantern. Hence the reason you don't just send one, you send 2, 4, 6, doesn't matter. So anyways, he tears it apart, and then there's just enough energy left over for it to basically revert back to her old self and go, yeah, I kind of remember myself, and I don't hear the noises any longer. So what does she do? She recharges all of the lanterns. And I'm like, can we get any more predictable than that? So in here we go with in the brightest day, blah, 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 dark, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, I understand it's a Green Lantern book, and I understand this is what every single Green Lantern fan squeezed with joy over. But I'm like, I've read comic books for so long that this doesn't excite me anymore. I mean, I don't even go, oh, wow, look how powerful they look. They're going to kick some ass now. No, I'm like, oh, you just told me you just shoved down my throat the same crappy BS stuff. Power leveled everybody back up to normal. Guess what's going to happen now? These 3 plus whatchamacallit are going to go fight, the Cyborg Superman. And geez, I wonder who's going to win now. And I wonder what's going to happen. Now that the Cyborg Superman's turned himself into an Alpha Lantern, they should be able to do something to him that they couldn't do before. Oh, is that going to be a surprise when that happens? Oh my God. Sometimes I just wish these guys would just maybe come up with some more creative ideas instead of shoving the same storyline down our throats and insert different character names in the Mad Libs of comics. Well, that's my review of Green Lantern Corps. I have a feeling a bunch of you aren't going to agree with it because, like I said, it's a Green Lantern fanboy issue to squee and shake their booty in their chair or something. I don't know. I'm just like, oh. Well, anyways, if any questions or comments, feel free to leave it on the side. What do you guys think of Cyborg Superman turning into an Alpha Lantern? I think that's a stupid idea, personally. Really stupid idea. Subscribe to the channel. I'll have more reviews up and whatnot. Tomorrow's new comic day, so we'll have some new stuff. Hopefully we'll have better comics. And until next time.